talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? Okay. Well, hey, B, and good morning. Listen, I wanted us to come and do a little more chatting about the Breakfast Club, the situation dealing with Just Hilarious and her co-host, Miss Lauren LaRosa, as well as, Charlemagne and DJ Envy. I did get a chance to listen to the Breakfast Club earlier. I did record some audio for us to get into. I will admit I was in and out. All right, just a bit. I did hear where it seems like DJ Envy was pretty upset with Jess for taking things to social media and for her to highlight that they're a group and they're all in this together. So the fact that they're all in this together and she took it to social media, it seems like he felt like it was just very unfair and that she should have come to him and had, or not just come to him, but come to all of them and had the conversation because according to DJ Envy, he really does feel like they have her back, right? And of course, Charlemagne also feels the same way. But I do feel like this morning, Charlemagne was just playing a little too much for me. And I really wanted these two ladies to be able to address everything and have the proper conversation, right? It seems like they're in a decent, like a okay place in a sense. But it seems like they're in a cool place. But I don't know. I don't know if anything truly got resolved. I mean, of course, they did play like music and stuff, and I'm sure the conversation continued like behind the scenes or whatever. But I just really hate that we couldn't hear more. But I did record some things for you guys, like I said. So we are going to get into it in just a second. So please make sure that you are coming in and you are, doing your due diligence and you are liking up the video. Okay. Give me 1 second. And we will get into some things. Okay. All right, guys. So the first thing that I want us to get into is the conversation between Jess and DJ Envy. Of course, Jess is going to open up the conversation, and then, of course, DJ Envy is also going to join in. So let us get into that first.
Yeah.
I'm great. How you feel?
I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Jess Hilarious is here.
I'm cool.
Okay.
Jess
Still
has
my
been
job. I came into work. What's up?
she's been trending all day.
Yes.
I think she's number 9 right now.
Okay. Because I was sitting at home last night trying to watch Magazine Dreams, and I kept getting a bunch of phone calls and text messages, and people was like, Jess Hilarious is going off on live.
But we have audio.
Okay.
We supposed to be a team up there. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one mother ever with this online. Come on, I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a mother reason. I always got my mouth open all the time. Just ran like a high school. It is Fair East Side High.
I agree with that.
Fair East Side High.
Fair point.
Before Mr. Clark, though. Every day, they always talk about, you ain't at work, you ain't at work. Yeah, bitch, I started picking up more shows. Hell no. That's how I'm getting. Hell no. Hell no. I have more fun outside the studio than I have in there now. Is you crazy? No, act like that. No, act like that's not for real. Act like nobody knew that. Stop acting like y'all, like
What
we
part?
really.
What you mean we don't have your
I
back?
have more-
Break that down. Explain how we don't have your
Okay,
back.
all right. So the narrative, like I said, with the online ish, that's what I said. Y'all ain't nobody trying to clear up no narrative about nothing. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me. Right, I come back. She ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave. But she's on only during my segment.
Now, I definitely understand just here. I'm glad they are talking about it. So I will be pausing just the FYI, honey. I will be pausing and giving my piece of commentary, okay? Just for the people that may be new, okay? I get that. I definitely get how she could feel returning, because then it'll make you question, like, dang, was I gone too long? Like, are y'all about to get rid of me because she's still here? Like, what exactly is going on? So I understand that she may have felt a bit slighted in that moment.
If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the Mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean?
Not reading right, BLT. Not till she started reading right. Oh, embarrassing. But I think she's right. I do feel like people didn't. Well, I'll say this. We did have an issue. People did have an issue because they felt like Jess was not reading right. And in addition to that, Jess did not know certain information. Okay. They'll ask her a question like, I don't know how to, whatever. Okay. So I feel like they did have an issue, which is more so why they took a liking to her. She just was doing the job just a bit better.
Right.
So she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the Mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the Mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Who said that though? Because the internet said
what
that?
are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's going to be a fourth voice, why she only got to be a fourth voice
correct me if
on
I'm
my segment?
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interviews.
She was going to be the senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought you was.
Am I lying?
Now she called this man a liar to his face. I'm here for this now. Now I'm here for this. Now let me tell y'all something, Breakfast Club. This probably may be the most listeners y'all done got in a minute, honey, but don't be trying to create no beef just so we can come and tune the hell in. All right. I appreciate them having this conversation public just a bit. Although I do feel like it should have been behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? As far as when Jess first brought it to us, I do feel like it should have been brought to them before it was brought to us. But I'm glad that they're addressing it, because when I was listening to it this morning, I didn't think that they were going to get to it. I was wondering, but I noticed Charlemagne kept throwing shots out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't do Donkey today because I kept getting phone calls. Or, oh, did you hear about this? Nah, because I was trying to watch Jonathan Majors, new movie. But unfortunately, people kept texting me. I kept getting interrupted because they kept texting me about Jess's Live. So it was something that he wanted people to know. We are aware of it, but I wasn't sure if they were actually going to be discussing it. And I'm glad that they did, so much so that even Lauren and Jess had a conversation, and that was interesting too. And we'll get into that. But right now, Envy had to get some things off his chest because he was really upset with Jess. And can I also say this too? Maybe Jess also went to live and didn't talk to them, because maybe, sometimes when you have conversations with people, you may not always be able to get out everything that you want to say because they may constantly cut you off or something. So she said what she said, and I don't know if she can't recall everything or what her emotions are in that moment. If it could have been that, or if it's also, them interrupting her, especially Charlemagne, baby. I'm like, is she even really getting out everything that she wants to get out, as well as Lauren? But let's keep going, y'all.
She was on air.
They told her don't step in this room.
Yes, but I thought you was using her on purpose.
What? You thought I was using Lauren on purpose?
Yes.
No. What are we talking about? No. She didn't leave when I came back. The first day we had a whole situation like, all right, look, this was going to happen. And when it's time for us to roll, it changed. No, the first question was about, the only person who asked me about my baby maternity leave was Envy. All right, I walked in. She addressed the hate in the comments. That was the first thing she addressed when I came back. I'm like, what the hell would make her want to think I want to talk about that?
Y'all talk off air though, right?
So yeah. We started talking off air. We started to.
But I'm
talk
saying even
off
prior
air.
to you even coming back.
So then I felt uncomfortable that first day. So I'm like, all right, look. Thea was like, all right. Well, we'll just take her off air. She was back the next week. All right, cool. Because there was a voice. Y'all wanted her on air. There was a voice. They wanted her there. They wanted her here. There's a place for Lauren in the show. All right, cool.
But
if
you,
there's a place for her on the show,
you wanted her
let's
here
do
too,
it
though.
another way. Yeah,
Because you said you wanted to change the segment from Just with the Mess to the Lauren.
That was eventually, okay. even when it came down to it still being called Just with the Mess, and then I'm introducing her to introduce stories. That was pointless and it was stupid.
She ain't lying about that. And let me say this too. I don't know if it's that they were expecting people to want Lauren back or not, but I do feel like they should have potentially, and like I said, maybe they didn't know that the audience was going to want Lauren as much as they did. But I feel like if you guys may have had a small inkling that you were going to keep Just Hilarious and Lauren, maybe they should have figured out a way to have them both there without them impeding on each other's space or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Jess, we're going to split up segments. This is what we're going to do. You're going to cover this much of the news. She going to do that. You know, I just feel like the communication portion was likely messed up because one, she didn't know the girl was going to stay. And then two, it seems like she didn't know she was going to start doing some of her news. So somebody outside of DJ Envy and Charlemagne, maybe somebody in production, somebody else, higher ups, whatever, they may have dropped the ball on that just a little piece. I don't know what kind of conversations they're going to have with her behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that Jess went into the studio today. Sound like she came into the studio because of how everybody was talking. I'm like, okay, I don't think Jess is like, just away. So they had this conversation in person, and maybe hopefully it's a good thing, but I will tell y'all this while it's on my mind. I still don't feel like Jess gonna be there long. Even though it may seem like they got some resolve, I don't know if this situation is just too fractured. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
It's no Just with the Mess. Just make it Brown Girl Grinding or Lauren with the latest or Lauren's Legal Corner. I'm giving ideas. I'm like, yo, I even with the Taylor, yo, change that. Take that Just with the Mess off of there. I feel like I'm getting credit for something I'm not doing, and it's stupid because this is not what she does. Is not Just with the Mess. I read headlines and I give commentary. I say what people thinking.
I agree. Can I ask a question?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's more of a reporter. She's journalism.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
y'all see this? Why did you wear the do-rag? What the fuck? I think he's trying to, and I get it. I feel like Charlemagne is trying to make very light of this situation. And I feel like that's playing in Jess's face a bit because she is upset. Or maybe he's doing this to try to make sure her energy doesn't go any higher and they get to yelling or something like that. But it's like, can you just chill for just a second and let these people get out? Because when you interrupt like that and you play too much, nothing is truly resolved because people didn't get out what they need to say. Then they're going to go home and they're going to think about it and be like, dang, I forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention that. And they're not going to get it out. They're going to hold on to it. And nothing is truly resolved for real. You know what I'm saying? Because they never got to say some of the things that they wanted to say at that time. So I don't know. And then also, maybe this is a conversation that should go beyond just the airways, because I mean, they would have spent the entire time talking about it. And I'm sure they're going to go in and out of talking about it, but maybe they need more time because stuff has been happening for such a long time.
Joke so much, man.
What you mean?
And it's not a do-rag, it's a silk scarf, nigga, but it's not. It's not a joke. I'm serious.
If you're going to bring it to the radio, I want to laugh.
It's not a joke,
okay?
but it's not a joke.
It's a serious issue about it.
It is a serious issue.
Okay, let me just sit back and watch it because I'm not Joe Clark.
Because it's not.
I am actually. Give me my baseball bat.
No, it's now Envy. That's what I'm saying. No, nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain, man.
You're not a villain. Who said you a villain?
Yo, stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
But what do I always tell you? I say stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position. What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been did. I've been asking questions.
The internet loves mess. And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit people against each other, especially two women. And I don't dwell in that. And y'all...
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Just a little piece, sir. Not too much, not to be rude or anything like that. Just a little bit. Here's the thing. According to Jess's live yesterday, you did participate in that. Or at least you do dwell in that. Because according to her, she said that you don't tell Lauren to do X, Y, and Z. You tell her to shut up. or something like, you don't tell her to hush, you tell her to shut up. You feed into that narrative of you guys hating each other. Now, granted, Jess was getting dragged on social media for even allowing a man to convince her to go up against another woman, okay? Whew, the people was on her arse, and a few of the comments of what I saw, I was like, dang, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is you do dwell in that because you were being messy. Now, granted, he would throw it off on her and say, at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. She shouldn't be allowing me to control how she moves. Right. But don't say you don't dwell in that. When it gives that you do just a little bit, because you've been doing Breakfast Club long enough to know what people do want to see. They do want to see the drama. They do want to see the mess and things. And you wanted her to give that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just, but we're going to keep going.
Know that.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally.
I gotta stop right here again because I feel like, yes, the internet does dictate a bit, but what Jess is also trying to tell y'all is that y'all motherfuckers dictated to it too. I feel like y'all putting a lot of emphasis on the internet and what the internet may have to say or whatever the case is, but I feel like y'all are excluding your own actions. Jess is calling out the fact of how y'all moved when y'all made plans for how she was supposed to return to the show and stuff, and y'all didn't abide by that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all of that is not the internet. Some of that is y'all's doing, whether it's the co-host or it's the people behind the scenes. That is also who she is calling out, and more so y'all than the internet, because yes, she knows the internet is going to talk their stuff. They're going to say what they're going to say, but she's also highlighting the fact that y'all did not come to her defense either. Y'all didn't say anything. If anything, what she also highlighted last night was that Charlemagne, she was saying that you wanted her to feed into the narrative of what was being said on the internet. But I already know how that conversation would go. He would say, yeah, I wanted you to feed into it, like, for views or whatever the case, to make things, bigger or juicy for the show, but not so much as feed into it so much that it starts to affect your emotions and your mental and the dynamic amongst the group. But if you feed into it that way, it's only going to lead down that road where things are going to manifest into reality. So at the end of the day, I just feel like y'all are putting emphasis on the internet. That's just what I think.
I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It's not about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like, it was like, y'all
have that conversation
y'all wanted
off
her.
air. If you had a problem, say it to us. We had a meeting
conversations
yesterday.
Off air. What
not
is we
like
talking
that.
about?
Not like nobody having my back, because we have your back. As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
I'm not worried about, it's not even about you.
You worried about comments, and you worried about what people say after.
I'm worried about the
comments,
perception
man.
and my reputation to be on the show.
They've been ishing on me for 15 years. They've been ishing on.
You are right. You are right. I think I am one of the few. Hello. Okay. I am one that has been on your. It's just a little piece. Okay. But I mean, you don't get on my nerves all the time, but sometimes you do. I mean, everybody does. But girl,
for 15 years.
That's on you. And the things that people ish on me for is on me.
I don't let it affect me because I know who I am as a person. I don't give a F what them people say in the comments.
Oh, come on.
I know who I am. I know what I do. If you let them people get in the comments.
Envy, I don't agree. I feel like there have been times where you've allowed the internet to get to you. You know what I'm saying? And to where you've had to address things, whether it was the accused, the cheatations with Erica Mena, whether it was, the situation with Caesar and stuff. I feel like you've had to, and I'm sure it's a host of other things while being on this show, you've had to come to the front and kind of address. So I don't know. Is it me or do I feel like she being gaslit just a little bit? It could just be me. But okay.
It's an F with you. You're great at what you do.
Everybody simmer down.
Like, you are dope.
She's very dope.
You let them people piss you off. No, F them niggas. You nice. Like, what you do is funny.
I tell her that all the time, on air,
You brought
off
that
air.
energy that we needed to the Breakfast Club. Yeah. And you let a bitch-ass person in the comments say something to steer you up. I tell you, F them niggas.
We don't even know. We don't even know who these people are.
They could be bots and all that. But and we doing it on air when we could have did it behind the scenes. Like I F with you the long way, not on some internet ish. And they hear that through there. That was whack, man.
This sounds very light skinned. But let's go to the phones. 1-800-585-1051.
He was really upset. And I mean, I don't know, but no, I don't. I don't fully understand why Envy is really upset, because it makes me feel like how he's coming makes me think like, are you guilty of something? As to why are you coming at her like that? When she just trying to, I feel like, I don't know, y'all. Because as much as I'm saying it should have been handled behind the scenes, do you guys create a space for her to feel like she can come to y'all behind the scenes? Because a lot of what she ended up doing just now and coming to the social media is because of how she's watched y'all move over the past few months. So obviously, maybe she didn't feel like it was safe. You know what I'm saying? To come to y'all. Child, it's crazy.
Let's open the phone lines. Everybody woosah.
I'm going to get a sparkler water.
I got my candles lit. I got my candles lit. If you need me to light sage, I'll light sage. Jess want to fight. Envy being beige rage. It's the Breakfast Club.
Whew. Lord have mercy. So y'all just heard them going back and forth. Envy was just more so upset, all right, about her being worried about the comments. But I just feel like they didn't really hear her. Right. I feel like I probably didn't really hear her too much last night either. But as I listened to some of this and listening to it more with you guys, yeah, I just feel like some of y'all is the problem as well. That's sitting up there with her. That's what she was more so highlighting than the comments. It seems like y'all were the problem. Just like the anger was misplaced with Lauren, as she said in the video last night, she turned around and said that, nah, you ain't even the one I got an issue with. It's the motherfuckers up here and how they moving. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I see a few of you guys saying y'all respect, or at least you understand his anger and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I see what I felt like that at first, but then I'm like, well, did he create that type of space for her to feel like she could come to him and feel comfortable enough? But granted, I will say, I mean, it's still giving a piece of messy, girl, because, this is a public platform and it does look heavily unprofessional still. So if she could not go to him, maybe she could have went to a superior, just a little piece, and had a conversation. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But let's keep going because, as I stated, she and Lauren also got a chance to have a conversation as well. And I want you guys to get into more of that. So let's see.
Having a conversation because Just Hilarious went crazy on Instagram last night.
And I knew the live would upset. Charlemagne, you don't get upset, whatever. But I knew that it would upset Envy. I knew it would upset Lauren. That's why you closed the elevator this morning.
That was crazy. Now, why would you do that, Lauren?
I know. I just.
What you mean close the elevator? They pulled up at the same time.
At the same time where we parked, and she was in front of me.
She saw Jess. She didn't know what Jess was on, so she rushed to the elevator. She hit the button. You remember when Q was on Juice and he thought Jess was behind him?
I hit the button one time, and this was why
I heard the button though.
I felt like I didn't know what to say to you because I was so thrown off by parts of that live yesterday. I'm like, bro, we be talking at least enough. Like, we don't got to be friends outside of here. But I feel like I've always said to you off air, whenever things have happened, we've had conversations about a lot of different things. Let's talk. Call me. What's up? What's the issue? What's going on?
The issue is the
issue is, for me, the fact that we have over 800 people listening to this video and have yet to like the video. And that's just a piece of the issue for me. Okay, so if we could get those likes up, that will be greatly appreciated because
not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
She not talking unless y'all giving us likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. Up early this morning. Okay. I was able to get up early this morning because my 1-year-old wasn't kicking my ass. Hello. But anywho, let us go ahead and keep going. Thank you.
Oh, narrative. Like, I understand after comments and after people and all that. But it's not all about them. It's how I'm feeling too. What if I'm feeling the same way the people feel? You know what I'm saying? So what? Because niggas online feel a certain way. I feel the same way they feel about it.
Call me and curse me out. Call in and curse them out. Yes, you do.
Yes, like okay. I've done that. You know what I mean?
There's a bigger issue sometimes too, because I feel like, all right, you'll call him, you'll cuss him out. We might talk about different situations. But I think a lot of times, if there's an issue for real, and then it don't be no movement in here, it's like there's an issue outside and then there's no movement in here, and then we just all in here like he ha. Like you're doing a lot of it right now. You're laughing and joking, but for real, you know that she's up here crying. Nothing about that is funny. Like there's
at all. I don't know if she cried right before they did this, got ready to do the show or whatnot, but. Stop playing, Charlemagne. Charlemagne probably needed to step out for a second. Like, pack up for me real quick. Go ahead and clock out for me. Clock out for me real quick and let these ladies have the talk on air that they need to have since it's been aired out. Okay?
Real issues and real problems, and we don't really get to the gist of it.
Ever. I want the record to show I see Just cry a lot. So.
It doesn't matter if you see her cry 1,000 times.
Joke, talking about
you know what? I'm not even talking to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. See, because when I try to be serious and talk, you see what I'm saying? You see how they do me? I'm a mind my
What
business.
I'm saying is that I think at this moment, because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we gonna be, we here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And it's not, everything's not a joke. And I can understand some of where you was coming from, but bro, part of that live I thought was crazy. I'm like, what, Jess? Like,
what part did you think was crazy?
What part? Because like, it's not like you didn't hear anything in that live that I haven't said to you.
I heard a lot that you didn't say to me.
Okay, so what part did I not say to you?
Okay, so the part about the talking over each other and the hush, be quiet, because you talk about how you feel in real time, right?
Yeah,
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because. What we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But I didn't. None of that was said. You didn't say anything about that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better as the two women sitting right here next to each other to make sure that don't happen, because it doesn't look good. It's not going to play well for either one of us.
I literally swear to God, I don't even remember you saying that.
And that's exactly why I had Eddie in the room, or EP,
I never ever heard that.
Because
Child, that's a little piece of messy. Okay, both of y'all saying each other said some SHI that they didn't really say to the other. Lauren, like I told you I know for a fact I told you that because I wasn't the only set of ears that heard it. Oh my God. Can we get along? But you know what? I will say this. I do like the fact that the ladies are not yelling at each other, right? They're just having a conversation. And I feel like if they stop getting interrupted by the guys, more so Charlemagne, all right, this could go over well. But Envy was definitely in his emotional space with that. He got a little loud.
Pulled me to the side a few times to ask me, are you okay? How do you feel like about the stories and things like that? You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen, I have said, hush, shut up. Like, yo, you overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like, I'm not doing that. If I already got the job, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not. It's four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlemagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is if somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me.
Ooh, that was disrespectful as hell. Girl, you overtalk. Damn. What? Only time you listen is if somebody tell you, shut up. Ooh, bitch. Now, just my tone would have changed with your ass, just a little piece, girl, in that moment, because he really was giving who is you talking to? That's your problem right there. Who you talking to? Okay, and you got the job, and so what? So do I. I got the job and giving senior news producer. What's going on? You got the job and what? I been had jobs. Like, excuse, who you talking to, ma'am? I'm trying to get an understanding. You coming at me sideways, both sides. What's going on? You can't be mad at me because I'm what the people wanted. Okay? Ain't that's what Kendrick said? I'm what the culture wanted. What you talking about? Oh, that was a little rough.
Shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman.
And I understand.
Let's go back a little piece.
You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlemagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there. Or right after when you saying you pulled me in the office. You never pulled me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on.
My bad. That ain't what Kendrick said. He said, I'm with the culture feeling. You right. You right, chocolate doll. Thank you for that.
And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you.
Okay.
Ever. And I did I not? Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm going to handle it in a way where we can get through a conversation because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together.
Come on, Khalees. You don't got to love me. You don't got to like me. But you will respect me. I'm bossy. I'm the one that...
Here.
And listen, like I said earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity that I extended.
What did Charlemagne say?
I'm going to handle it in a way where we can get through a conversation because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen, like I said earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity.
I mean, he may have a point. Internet does love a mess. I have over 1,100 people in the chat. They love the mess, but don't like the video though. But that's another. Okay, let's get into it. The internet may love mess, but I'm gonna keep pausing it because it's him blaming the internet for me that I am really having a issue with. Because whether the internet likes it or not, you should have never texted her and told her to tell Lauren to shut up and to feed into the y'all don't like each other narrative. You want to talk about social media loving mess, but you want her to continue to feed into the mess for the moment, right? And that's probably what they used to do on shows and stuff back then or whatever the case is, but it's only going to manifest and it's not going to be a good look for one of them. At some point, it seems like Jess is used to being in this type of space. So I'm sorry, not Jess, but Lauren. So she's likely, she's trying to handle this conversation as professional as she can. I'm more so concerned for Jess Hilarious if she wants to have opportunities like this again. I don't know if they're going to try to label her as problematic or hard, difficult to work with or find herself in the lane like Monique or something. So I just feel like he shouldn't have did that. But I do think at the end of the day, I don't see Jess staying around much longer after this. That's what I think it's going to be cool for the time being. But in the long run, I could see Jess getting on.
That I extended.
Regardless
no. I'm not sitting here like you don't deserve to be here. I'm not sitting here like you're not here. You're not going anywhere. That's first and foremost. Let's get that. It may be my delivery or whatever. But yeah, you are here. I ain't never say you shouldn't be here. I said from the whole jump, yeah, Shorty do the job. Great. She's amazing. That's why I want it to be her segment. I
think y'all can work very well together. And once again, you got to stop letting the internet pit y'all against each other. I know the internet has created a narrative, Lauren versus Jess versus Lauren.
Then that's what it is.
And that's what I'm trying to say is the internet is there. We see it. None of us can ignore it. I saw that Corey thing a week ago. It didn't say nothing about it.
But y'all clear up everything else. Nobody want to clear up that I'm not doing that. I don't like you, or I'm hating on a.
They say I'm gay. I ain't never came up here and said I don't suck no pee-pee.
That's true, though.
That's different now. Come on.
The last time I attempted to do that, Jess, it went so bad that I said I wasn't going to do it again.
Attempted to do what?
I don't dislike you. You don't dislike me. The day you came back. That's what my intentions was. And we talked about
it. That was
different. The way when I did come back, Lauren, you have to admit that ish was crazy. the way we had a setup. We had something going. We had a whole nother plan. It went left. You came in here and it's like you did something totally different. The first thing that you spoke to was the things in the comments.
I feel like we're having a behind the scenes meeting on air, which is kind of cool, but let's go to commercial or something and then come back.
Y'all think Lauren was being a snake or something at all? Approaching that woman on the first day she returns about the comments and what people were saying? You know? Y'all think that was messed up?
Well, the whole thing is, we need a resolution, bro. We'll take some phone calls, but like I'm resolution based and not argument based. So let's resolve this.
You was just yelling, sir. You were just yelling.
Number one beige raised person. You ain't never come up with a resolution, a solution in your life. Cut it out.
Well, I just want to say, Jess, what you feeling, we feel it together. And when the other thing happened that I called you about, I said that to you.
What was the other thing? Oh, you don't want to say
the academics thing. And I want you to know, I responded
to me. It's just lead.
I responded to that on Twitter. I didn't send it to you. I didn't feel like I had to, but I did. But I called you about it.
The comments. Stop listening to the comments.
Let me talk.
In real life, we love everybody. Y'all love each other. This can work.
It will work. It will work. What I'm saying, no, because this is.
You see what I'm saying? Don't let it.
I'm joking. I'm joking. From making it a topic, and now it's a problem because we're talking about
exactly. What I'm saying is that this will work, but sometimes this might have to happen, and it's happening with love. Because when I saw Jess crying, I came in here because I care about you. Have to be okay for all of this to be okay. And I'm a producer at the end of the day. You my talent. We gonna be straight. Everything's gonna be fine.
Let's take some calls and then we'll come right back. 800-585-1051.
All right, you guys. So you heard Lauren and Jess going back and forth. Y'all let me know what y'all make of that, conversation. Okay. Did you feel like you caught somebody in some lies or something like that? Do you feel like it may have changed your mind and you're more so team Jess versus Lauren or vice versa? I feel like there's a space for both ladies to be able to work. They different. They do things different. They have different styles. And I feel like that's okay. I don't really fault the ladies. If there's anybody I may fault, I don't even really fault the social media because they do what they do. They say what they say, whatever. It's more so, Charlemagne that wants her to feed into the mess. But beyond that, I would say the people behind the scenes who could not create a smooth plan and transition in one update just and say, hey, this is the route that we're going. Even when she stayed, and she was still up there, just give her an update like, yo, the people want her. It looks like we're going to keep her. We just have to it may be uncomfortable for a second, but just give us some time and we're going to reassess some things and we're going to make sure you guys are not intruding on each other. But I feel like, kind of like them Jerry Springer producers, honey, somebody sat back and said, no, don't say that. Let's see how this play out. Let's see, because, if they get to going back and forth on the air and, we see Jess getting fed up. We see her being tired of being talked over and this, that, and the other. We see Lauren being on her SHI. We see her coming with the facts whenever Jess don't know something or she don't give all the details. So you know what? Let's sit back and watch and see how this thing plays out. This could be great for the show. Okay? Excuse me, but that could have been something potentially. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into more, okay? Because I do have one last clip that I do want us to check out, and that one involves a caller called in. I don't think I caught the part of the caller, but just pretty much responds or whatever to some of the stuff that the caller had to say, because I believe the caller felt a way about them not handling the situation properly when Jess came onto the show, and pretty much understanding why Jess would feel the way that she does, thinking she's walking back into her happy place because she was really happy at this job, only to see that it's not as happy anymore.
I want to fill in blanks.
Well, no, I was just going to say, number one, Jess picked Lauren.
Yes,
Jess said, hey, when I'm on maternity leave, I want Lauren.
And then, but even when I say that, it's like, I don't want it to come off like, oh, the only reason that she's even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to seem like I'm
but you did make a choice. And also,
I did, but it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? How when I came back, like this young lady just said, when I came back, it was just like, all right, if she's expected to be the fourth host or whatever, Let's bring her in, or let's create her own segment. Let's legitimately do it. Let's officiate it. You feel me? Like, why is it only when I gotta talk, or when I, you know, on my segment and things like that? You know, it could have been done a whole nother way. It could have been brought to me while I was even on maternity leave, that we wanted to bring her in permanently to be on the show and not just a producer.
What's up, Chef Don Don? I agree with this. I am not team anyone, honestly. I just want them both to get to the money, period. I think both are being gaslit. All right. Both are being passive aggressive. So again, just want y'all to win. Yeah, and it may just be the space they're in, just feeling, you know, uncomfortable. I'm hoping that they go out to lunch or something and really hash out some stuff. Yeah, because you just never know. Good things could potentially come from both of them at a later time. Okay. They probably could do a podcast or something together. They both bring something much different. So I definitely agree with that.
I don't think we even came to that conclusion yet.
She wasn't supposed to be the fourth. She was supposed to be a
from
producer.
the time y'all auditioned. Jess was going to be the host. Lauren was going to be the senior news producer.
Yes,
that was always the plan. You know, when you came back from maternity leave and Lauren was here as the senior news producer, when you started to bring her in to do some of the litigious stuff.
Yeah, the court things, yes.
I thought the segment was just evolving naturally. Like, I thought y'all were having those conversations. Y'all was putting that together. I didn't know it was an issue.
But in real time, are you realizing that, like, there not possibly, but there should have been some more guidelines laid out, like structured stuff?
Yeah, once everybody figured out exactly what it is they wanted to do.
Yeah, but I think even if, like, because for me, as the person that, like, I'm watching all this in real time, I know Jess feels away. I don't know what's happening either. I was also like, okay, what's happening? But I was just going with the flow. But I felt like going with the flow made it kind of like was like when you got a bruise and you keep touching it, so it's like it's hurting more, and then we just not talking about it. But like I didn't know what else to do because we ain't talking about it, and we figuring it out.
And when I realized you didn't know what was going on either, because we had a conversation, that's when I told you, Ario, my anger is misplaced. Like I'm mad at her when I shouldn't be mad at her. Like, and it was made to look like that from the jump, and it was just like it was no coming back from, even when I started being cool with her, like, oh, you know what? No, she, you know, and she's helpful, and she helps with questions, with interviews, and all of that, helps conduct the news and the details and stuff. I'm like, all right, but it's still no communication. Now I'm just cool with her, but we still don't know what's going on. So it's just weird. Isn't being in a weird space with it?
Well, how do we resolve this? Because we got to get it to AJ and Tressa.
I think we're figuring it out in real time. You know what I'm saying? But I do want Jess and Lauren to know that I think when it comes to that latest with Lauren segment, they can work together. And Jess, you know, you are the third co-host for the Breakfast Club for a reason. And we are going to continue to restructure this show and, you know, turn this show in what it needs to be so you can really get your stuff. And, you know, we've had these conversations on
I think that was part of the
air.
meetings that we've been having behind the scenes that we've been talking about and making sure that everybody feels comfortable, everybody is seen, everybody's heard. That's what I think part of those conversations were that we were having.
And I think y'all both got scripts, you know, like what Jess does, Lauren don't do. What Lauren does, Jess don't do. And I think that complements, you know, I think y'all complement each other very, 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 very well. And I think both of y'all can have so much success on this show. But we got to stop letting the internet dictate how we move. Cannot listen to the comments. Cannot listen to these people on YouTube creating these narratives, because they're gonna pit each other. They're gonna pit y'all against each other every chance they get.
And you cannot listen to Charlemagne when he try to egg you on to get you involved in something with one of your co-hosts, to that nature as well. When he tries to pit you against that person, okay.
So they can't no more.
But I told that to Jess and I told that to Lauren, and I tell it to anybody up here. They try to pit me and Charlemagne against each other 1,000,001 times. They even tried. Yeah.
I don't remember none of that stuff you talk about. But when did they try to put y'all against each other? Because they be talking about the light skin, dark skin thing. Like, is that what it is? Like, when have y'all said today? They have not. I have not. As a woman, I have never heard that. Okay, but y'all let me know.
You just hump me more, but they try as much as possible. But they will try. They'll try to pit y'all two against each other. They'll try to pit me and you against each other, Jess. They'll try to put Jess and Charlemagne. That's what the internet does. For half the time, I don't even think it's a face. But we can't let those people online dictate what we do. Like, F those people. Like, we gotta really just open our arms to the people that support us, that love listening to us, that enjoy, that know the show. The rest of these people just gonna poke just for that.
And that's why I love having this conversation today on the radio. And I in a way, what Jess did last night, I get it. And now all the awkwardness is gone. It's all out in the open. It's all out on Front Street. You can't use that against us no more.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So that is pretty much everything that ended up being said over there at the Breakfast Club amongst, the ladies and everybody. I definitely hope that, well, first of all, I will say that I do appreciate them letting her know, like, to not really listen to the internet for real. Of course, it's easier said than done because all of y'all have had y'all times and stuff. But I just think for Jess is used to the internet, in my opinion. She has been called out for a lot of things that she has said, whether she supported, who was it, Erica Mina's racist comments, whether she said things about, trans, gay, the gay community or whatnot, whether she's trying to get somebody kicked off a plane because of their attire or whatnot. Jess is used to social media coming down on that ass for sure. It's just that, in my opinion, with Jess this time, that is a space where she is insecure. To me, I think Jess is very insecure in her role over there. I think she was already feeling that just a bit before she left to go on maternity leave, but to get that opportunity, it kind of makes you feel like, well, no, maybe I am doing a great job. And then you're because people have had stuff to say before Lauren even came in the picture. And then when Lauren gets there, you're definitely reminded, like, damn, maybe I'm not. You're getting in your head. So it's only what the people are saying online is only becoming bigger because it's already an insecurity of hers. And that is something that I do feel like that's a personal thing that she's going to have to work through on her own. And maybe you have to just accept that you're just not that great at that. You know what I'm saying? And do what you're good at. You're good at cracking jokes. So when Lauren's giving her news, maybe you give your add your flair to it. Maybe. I don't know, but hopefully they can definitely figure it out. But that's really what it boils down to. Jess's own insecurity in the space that she's in. And the environment that she's in is not assisting her or helping her out with that insecurity. Does that make sense? Because nobody's coming to her defense or saying anything. Nobody's really saying or doing anything about it. Coming up against the comments, which obviously will help her ego. But here's the thing. Even if they speak up for you, it's not going to matter because it's not going to stop the comments from coming. Lauren can say what she wants to say all day about how amazing you are, and so can the guys. But if people are not feeling you in that role, they gonna say what they want to say. So I do understand that aspect of when they're like, don't listen to the comments, don't listen to the comments. I get that just a little piece, but as I said a few seconds ago, it all boils down to what makes Jess feel insecure. And it's that role that she's in. She's already insecure in that. So that's just what it is. And hopefully, she just gets better. I feel like now this is a space for you to really learn from Lauren, in my opinion. If that's where you see yourself going in the future, it depends on what Jess desires for herself. Being on Breakfast Club may just be a stepping stone for something else, and just may, I don't know, be a filler as far as income. I'm not sure. But if you see yourself in that space and beyond just Breakfast Club, I feel like you can learn a lot from Lauren. In my opinion, and I'm sure she may be able to learn some things from you. So hopefully everybody can, figure it out and, come together. Now I'm going to go and let y'all know if anybody try to come back to this video, it's probably going to be unlisted for a little piece. Cause I don't even know how Breakfast Club finna come at me being that they ain't even put it up yet. You know what I'm saying? So the people be giving, they will strike just a little piece, or they will copyright claim just a little piece. Okay. So I don't really know how they're going to come at me for just a little piece. So if you're looking for it, girl, if you're looking for me, y'all going to have to look a little lower, look a little low. Okay. Cause on the hockey, it's not going to be out there, but I just wanted to go ahead and go live and give you guys, what the heck is going on. But that's all I got for you guys at this time. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have yet to subscribe. I thank you guys so much for joining me on this morning, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta checking my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it